Welcome to Ridin The Line.
Dude, hell of an intro. I like it, brother.
Get
All right,
ready for
well,
90 minutes of pure clickbait.
here we are on Riding the Line podcast. This is the most unorganized, slightly organized, going to be organized in the future podcast. See, look, we got notes.
We
got
took notes. We took notes.
But so first episode, we're gonna talk about a few things, get into it, talk about why we even are starting a podcast. And it's pretty simple, actually. Ross and I like to talk, and there's possibly some people out there that want to hear us talk.
Maybe.
Possibly.
And we just kind of like podcasting. Like, I was on my first podcast. We'll throw it to the Narnomies, and I had a great time on that podcast. Kind of got to catch up on some stuff, talk about a lot of different stuff, and it was entertaining. I think as I get older and I don't get to see my friends as much, and I don't get to do the things that I want to go do. And like, I think this is a really good platform for myself, like as a personal goal, to be able to get back to some of that, and then I don't know, meet some more people.
Yeah, I mean, podcast is great. It seems so fun to me, and like I told you, I've always wanted to start one. I just like it's one of those markets that's so gosh darn saturated, and it's like everyone and their brother is a photographer, just like everyone and their brother now is a podcaster. So I was just like,
Yeah.
when you and I, after you and I got on Narumonomi's, I was like, dude, we could do this, and it doesn't have to be anything. Like, literally nothing could come out of it, and you and I could just enjoy ourselves. So,
And we'll be okay. Yeah.
and we'll be just fine. We'll get to talk for 90 minutes every week, which would be amazing, and have some cool people on, because I know we have some good friends that could talk about some stuff that have done some really cool things as well. So,
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes. And luckily, like you have a lot of the marketing aspect as well as myself. So I think if it is something good, we can make it even better.
I think it's going to be a fun exploration and dive into the world of action sports, and I don't know, possibly like the deep dark corners of our brains. Scary.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
episode like 72, man.
But on the note, we do have kind of like a flow. We're gonna try to keep these things to 90 minutes, and make it like, like that 2-car ride, like your commute home and your commute to work. Kind of you can listen to it hopefully in a day. At least I speak to those people who are dealing with Atlanta traffic on the regular. We don't have any sponsors yet, but hey, we're open to sponsors, bro. Bring them in.
Hey,
Right
shout
now,
out
I
to
guess
our
it's
future sponsors, man. Shout out to our future sponsors.
current sponsors are going to be CTS Media. They're going to be Shredded You're On and Gutter Getters currently. So
Oh yeah,
the inside joke there being those are Cason and I's companies. So
Fox
yeah,
and
right.
Fox and Hoonigan have no affiliation
Yet. um,
funny.
but yeah, hopefully we'll see those roll in, which would be super sick. And like, I'm just reading the notes right now, like it says intro, so I think this is the intro. We're gonna like talk about what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about recent events. We're gonna talk about upcoming events. We're gonna have guests on the show. And then we'll talk, because I can't go in chronological order in my brain. And then we'll talk about upcoming events again, and then we'll say peace.
And then we'll circle back to events at the end.
But yeah, we've got I'm not going to give anything away, but we got a cool list of potential guests to come on the show. I think from many different disciplines of action sports and like outside of that. Got some cool guys that ride motorcycles, some guys that are downhillers, some guys that are trail builders. We got maybe some people that are like in stunts, and in the movie industry. Car racers. What else you got? Like probably some photo nerds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of people within industries too that are industry professionals that I think would be possible candidates that could talk about the mountain bike industry and the moto industry and the car industry and stuff that they do professionally that I think they could talk from a different perspective as well. We have some connections there, so some people like that would be cool. And just some people that you just don't hear from. Like, there's podcasts out there that have these big names, and, we're not trying to repeat a bunch of stuff. So we're trying to bring some people within our communities that you don't hear from a lot. And I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, we may have a couple special guests that are very near and dear to Kason and I, and talk about how they manage to live with and around two two folks like ourselves. We'll just leave it
Yeah,
at that for now.
exactly.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting though.
Yeah, and then I think, we got a lot of different topics, obviously, like mountain biking, cyclocross. We're gonna talk about all types of stuff. I race cyclocross. It's not like a total shred sport, but, it's fun when you come through an off camber with some roadies and they don't know what they're doing, and then they gap you on the straights. So it's a fun sport. We talk about Supercross. Cason's huge into Supercross. I watch it. Cason, like, hardcore follows it. MotoGP, probably get some F1. We'll get some car racing stuff in there. Even who knows, like snowboarding. And then, as we kind of mentioned, like we're entrepreneurs a little bit. We're trying to make things happen. So we'll probably talk about struggles, pitfalls, victories, all that good stuff that we've run into. If we can help anybody with that. What else you got, buddy?
That's about it. I mean, we got 90 minutes, so we can talk about all of it. That's
I
what
like the fact that there's a clock on the top. It's
I know.
lovely.
I know, it's great. We got a slightly professional system going somehow. We'll see how it works. But we're,
Yes.
just trying to figure it out. I think it'll turn out great in the beginning, but like we said, like this first episode is just us talking, and the reason being is like we just wanted something out there so people kind of understood what we were doing before we brought some guests in. And that way too we can say, "Hey guest, this is what we're doing." Um, and we'd love to have you on as well. So I think that'll be awesome. I think we can slide right into it, man. I want to talk about this because you and I have been playing phone tag over the last couple days trying to talk
Yeah.
about this, but you did some car racing this past weekend, and I'd like to hear about it.
Cool. Yeah, man. So we were up at Atlanta Motorsports Park, up north of Atlanta, about an hour and a half in Dawsonville. It's I think, 1.8 mile road course, 16 corners, tons of elevation change, a whole lot of elevation change. Speeds aren't super fast, but we were racing with, or at least compared to other tracks like Road Atlanta, where you're hitting like, 140, 150, we maybe top out on the front straight at like 115, 120, just because it's a quick straight. But we were running with a series called Champ Car, and Champ Car is really, really interesting. It's an amateur level of racing, so you can get into it really affordably, which is awesome. We were in a Miata, for example, and so what they do is they look at cars that are like 15 years old and older, and then they assign a point value to that vehicle. And so, in theory, the maximum amount of points that you want to have is 500 points. So if you add suspension, it adds 50 points. If you add like a turbocharger, it adds 100 points. And let's say like you're in a Miata, the base point value for a Miata might be 200 points, right? So you start adding things to stay within your category. And it's all cars, like I said, that are 15 years old and older. Um, like if it's an automatic transmission, I think they like, just to be cheeky, they like bump 200 points onto the car. They're like, no, you have to shift it, you have to heel toe. So it's kind of it's a fun series. Um, and so and they kind of have an A, B, C, and D class for the most part. There's some others, but it's all just structured by like how big the engine is. So how many liters? Like your little Miata is like a 1.8 liter, so we're A class car, and it goes up to like 1.92 liters, something like that. And that's kind of structured, and so it's endurance racing as well. So we had a test day on Friday, and then we had an 8 hour endurance race Saturday, and then a 7 hour on Sunday, and then we had
Lord, dude, that's crazy.
yeah, and then we had four people per team. So a very, very good friend of mine, Justin Edmondson, we were coaches at Porsche for a long time. He's a younger kid, but he is making moves and he's doing cool stuff. Again, very authentic guy. He just basically purchased a two-car team, that I don't know, I think it was in a little bit of, like, I don't know, sketchy shape, and he took some time and, but he got the trailer, he got the radios, and he made his own logos. I mean, he made a full-on race team. They've done some testing with the cars, he got the cars, he's a mechanic, so he got the cars up to snuff and everything, and, they had done 2 or 3 test sessions, like, down at Roebling and some other places, beforehand, but this was the first race weekend to actually see what the cars could do to actually, like, kinda prove them. And so we had 2 drivers that are still minors. One kid, Peter, is yeah, 15, and then, our other minor, Gr Graham. Yeah, he was
Wait, hold
17.
on. There's a 15-year-old drive.
Yeah,
That's
dude, this
crazy.
kid rips too. He's
I believe
incredible.
it. I believe it. And you said
They've
the other
been karting a lot.
15? Oh, that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they do a lot of go-karting, and
Yeah.
so, we had those 2, and then, we had, like, myself, Justin, who both have a lot of experience. We had one guy, Grant, he's a little older than me, or he might be right I don't know age anymore. But he was kind of new to racing, so he had a lot of questions. So I got to like rely on my coaching for him. We had this girl Abby. She was like incredibly consistent, and like she started the car. And so there's about 40 cars in the field, and it's crazy. So let's say there's like 40 pit lane stalls, right? Because you're going to obviously do a pit stop over 8 hours. Um, what they do, they don't qualify the cars, so you don't have a qualifying session. What they do is they choose a random number off, like, a number generator between 1 and 40. Let's say it's, like, just because it's, 40, let's say it was 20. So whoever's in pit stall 20 is on pole. Pit stall 21 is 2nd, 3rd, so it goes all the way back, and then it would circle around to the front of the grid, so that's how they set the order for Saturday, and
Golly.
they flip the script and they invert it for Sunday. So it's like a total crapshoot on where you're gonna start. You have no idea. Um,
Dude, that's
it, it's
it's like
interesting, yeah.
pulling ping pong balls or something. That's wild.
It's it's
Like
pretty much like that.
loose
But I
grip.
mean, it kind of
But it
works
worked,
and it
I
makes
guess,
it
yeah.
interesting. Um, and so and we'll get to the meat of it. I was the closer so I was the fourth driver on the day for both days, and we so off the qualifying draw, we are like DFL. We are dead last row, dude. We're all the way in the back, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
man, this is brutal. And so the two folks, Axe and Allie, that started the cars, they did a really good job. Both of the Miatas are like two of the slowest cars in the field. Hang on, yeah. TV started
It
to
happens,
play
man.
some lovely music. It'll
Loose
go away in a
program, loose
minute.
program. It's all good.
um, but yeah, so we came through. We started picking up some positions, and it's crazy because as slower cars in the field, we're passing a few folks, but like there's a big block like Corvette. There's like some new M3s that are in there, and like so we're starting to pass our folks, and then like the Corvettes come around us like 3 times already, right? And so like the multi-class battles are really really interesting. You really got to keep your head on a swivel.
That's crazy.
Um,
It
yeah,
reminds
and
me of,
then
like
and
it reminds me of, like, hare scramble woods racing, if I can relate it to my world, because, like, in the woods racing, you'll have, like, the A plus class of, like, these
Mhm.
super fast pros, and then you also have Jimmy in C250 class that
Yep.
he's 2nd time riding a dirt bike, and, like, you'll have him, like, literally just lapping these freaking Joeys all day long. So, like, similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, very similar. Yeah, trying to get around somebody on single track that's only been out there like 2 times when you've been
Yeah.
doing it for years. Yeah, exactly. So you have a lot of that. Um, and we kept our noses clean. We stayed out of trouble. It was a really good start. And then they had this really interesting kind of when things go wrong over 8 hours, and these are all budget cars, so things will fall apart. Cars will, die on the side of the track. You got to come pick them up. So normally in racing, you're going to use a yellow. They have a thing called Code 35, where I should explain this too. You have on the middle of your dash, you have like this little box, and it shows you if you're under green flag conditions, yellow flag, and it'll show you like if you've been black flagged, if your car's leaking oil or what have you. There's an issue. They can call you in and tell you what it is, but it's all electronic instead of just relying on the flag
So
stands.
it's like is it an LCD screen?
Yep,
That's
it's like a
crazy.
2-inch box that's on your dash, and
It's
it's
literally
just
like
little LED lights.
it's literally like what F1 does on a smaller scale. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yep, exactly, and so you'll see the code 35 flag pop up on there, and so you have to keep the car at or under 35 miles an hour, and
Mhm.
what that allows, like, them to do is go pick up they can go pick up a car, they can get on and off track as far as, like, safety or the tow truck, but we keep rolling, which is kinda neat.
Mhm.
Um, I was under a couple, like, code 35s, and I'm like, "How are these cars getting closer to me?" I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, you get a couple miles an hour," when the steward was talking to us. She's like, "Yeah, we'll give you a couple miles an hour, but we monitor your car speed." And so I'm like, "Alright, cool, I'm gonna go 35." And this, like, BMW E30 is, like, on my tail.
Meow.
I'm like, "There's no way you're doing 35 mile an hour, bro."
Speedo must be off, bro. Speedo must be off.
See, that's what I thought. I was like, "Man, we gotta check the speedometer on these things," and I don't have any, like, digital form of speed yet,
Yeah.
in the cars just because it's first weekend, so we're just going off the speedometer. But it was super fun. I got to do some silly slides in the Miata, and it was just fun getting back in a car and, like, getting up to speed. It's just like getting on a mountain bike or on a dirt bike, if you haven't done it for I probably hadn't done it for 3, 4 years, been in a car, and so just feeling that thing, like, as you turn, feeling it set into the suspension and be like, "All right, where's it gonna wiggle? Where's it gonna grip?" All that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I had one big, like, total pucker moment. The left side curbing when you turn into turn 11, it's, like, downhill, and then, like, at the bottom, like, there's this huge G out. It's almost like the gully at Jarrett's. It's just like at his old place.
Yeah.
It's just like bam, and if you clip that left side turn-in curb, it just sends the thing sideways. So yeah, I was like, and it's third gear, 70-mile-an-hour corner. And dude, that back end just went whoop, and I was sitting there staring at the wall, and I'm like, nope, we're not going there. We're not going there. And then I was like, okay, and I could feel the brakes start to lock up. So I just like worked off the brake, and it straightened out and turned in. And I was like, all right, don't touch that curb.
Wait. Now
Now,
you know. Now you know what to do.
exactly. But yeah, it was we did really well. So our A class car that we were in, we finished third in the first race, and then our F class car, I wasn't driving that one, but the other team car finished second. Um, yep, which was killer. We
Yeah,
had I
that's
think like
awesome.
we had 8 entries in the A class, and a couple cars in A class were way faster than us. I mean, we were running like fastest lap I think we turned in was like a 138. I think on the second day, one of the drivers put in a 137. So 1 minute, 37 seconds. We were consistently at like the 140, 141 mark, but there were cars out there like turning like 31s that were in our same class. And I was like, okay, yeah, they were going way quicker. Like the top
Good
three, four cars were
lord.
just the car speed was quicker than we were. But I'm not even kidding. We made it up on strategy because we could pit under the code 35s, and then we figured out they take lunch out to the corner workers, so they'd put you under code 35 for that lunch. So we would make sure that on the second day, on Sunday, we made sure that that stop hit under like the lunch code 35. Because when the cars are doing 35 mile an hour, you can come in, get a pit stop done, and it may take at 35 miles an hour, 5 minutes almost for a lap or 4 minutes, right?
So
So instead of
you're not
going,
losing as much time,
yeah,
like,
under
catching
green
back up to
flag,
the pack or whatever, yeah.
yeah, because that's like 3 to 4 laps under green flag because it's a 5-minute pit window that you have. And there's like, you can fuel and driver change, but you can't do any of the work to the car while you're fueling. So a ton of different stuff and strategy. And Justin really did a great job working on strategy. Justin Axe, um, Miguel, everybody that was working on the team did a really good job with strategy. And if I had an idea and I threw it to Justin, he was like, okay, he's like, yeah, that might work. He was just so receptive to everybody on the team. And then Sunday, the F class car actually took the victory because the other 2 cars in the F class DNF'd. So awesome, easy win. But big shout out to Graham because that was his first time to drive the car across the checker flag, like in first place. So this was like a kind of a first car race for both he and Peter. And for Graham to be able to take the checkers like his first win, man, as a 17-year-old kid, I remember that feeling that I had when I did it. And man, we were just so happy for him.
Yeah, that's
Um,
super cool, like,
it was
ta
awesome.
yeah, taking it from, like, karting and being able to perform in a race car, you
Yeah.
know, up against some other people, that's sick.
And we ran into some rain on Sunday too. So Peter, the younger kid, he spun it coming out of turn one. He clipped the paint on the curbing. So he did a nice little loop, but he
Got
got it
back
going again, and then he
yeah,
went and started clawing everything back. And I mean, for a 15-year-old kid, man, he absolutely killed it out there. And in the end of that race, we actually dropped a cylinder, so we knew the car had a motor issue like all weekend, but like we it just got progressively worse. So I was geared up and ready to hop in for the stint, and when the car came in, we listened to it, and we could tell it was running on 3 cylinders, so we parked it. Um, so that's how racing goes, but I mean, 3
yeah,
podiums
that's a
out of 4
bummer.
spots is not too bad.
No, not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was
So,
super fun.
in the when you're in the rain like that, what are the like, you said you're running, like, 137s, 140s consistently. What's the
Yeah.
rain like, what is the difference in lap times when it's raining? Like, how
Oh,
much
man,
rain
I'd have to go look at data, obviously slower.
yeah,
I'd say probably, like, 6 to 7 seconds maybe. We were probably, like, in the mid
okay.
upper 40s,
Just, like,
for
killing
the rain.
your corner entry speed, I assume, and your exit speed, honestly, all of it is just
And
change.
the tires, so we have to run. I don't know if rains are legal in Champ Car. I'd have to look that up if you can run a rain tire, but I think
Yeah.
it's like 7/30 is like the shallowest tread depth
Oh,
that
wow.
that you can run on the tire. So you have a pretty aggressive street tire. Um, if I think we didn't have a lot of rain, so I think we could like that was probably still the fastest tire to be on. But yeah, if we went to a rain tire and those are legal, yeah, for sure. I mean, you'd only be 4 to 5 seconds off if it was, or 3 to 4 if it was just wet. But
Yeah,
if it really, it's almost like anything else. Like it depends how wet it's gonna get. You know, if you're driving through puddles and splashing stuff everywhere, yeah, you're gonna be way slower. But if it's just like damp, um,
then
then yeah,
you
just a
still
few
have
seconds.
a little bit of yeah. Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know, like, how much you could push it in the rain, I guess, but I mean, that's about what I expected, so
The key is actually, like, keeping the heat in the tire when it's wet. Usually, like, you're fighting heat, right? So you're trying to keep the tire cool in dry conditions, but here we're actually trying to keep the heat in, so, like, giving the car a little bit of slide and, like, adding some friction, like, really
can
sliding the tire
help.
a little bit
Yeah,
can help the tire, like, retain its heat.
yeah,
It's one of the interesting things because you do have to push to keep the tire hot, but at the same time, you don't wanna when you overstep, it's usually a way bigger mistake.
yeah. That's a good point. That's kinda crazy, though, that,
Yeah,
like, fine line trying to,
we're
like,
riding the line, man.
riding the line, brother, riding the line. Dude, that's so sick, though. I mean, that's,
It
like,
was
all
fun.
other than the car issues, which, I mean, this pretty much every sport we do have mechanical, an
Yeah.
aspect of mechanical. So other than, I don't know, would you say a kayak is mechanical? I don't know if there's much that can go wrong with your kayak, dude.
um, yeah, I can get a hole in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
But that's
guess.
not necessarily mechanical, yeah.
No, no,
No,
that's just a failure. I don't know.
it's
Either
the
way,
kayak is pretty static, yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
would say. So
you
for
could
the
break a
most
back
part,
bend.
yeah. Dude, that's so sick though. I mean, a few podiums and to hear those younger kids being able to do that, it's pretty crazy. And it's sick for you to get the opportunity too after being out of the car for so long. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really interesting because the first day, test day, I get in the car and I'm like, I was running 45s, and I was like, I feel like I'm pushing a little bit, but
Yeah,
not a whole lot. I'm running
yeah.
45s, and then somebody else gets out of the car and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just dropped a 40 in the bucket," and I'm like, okay, put your big boy pants on and go drive this thing. And then the second time I hopped in the car, then I threw a 39 down. I was like, all right, we're good, we're
I can
rolling.
actually do it. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that'd be something if you're just sitting there spinning 45s. You're like, I'm not being much help to you guys.
Be like, I'm just gonna go home. You can, I don't know, grab a corner worker. They're probably quicker than me. Yeah, I'm out of
Yeah,
here.
get a flagger off of there. Figure it out.
But yeah, no, it was great. My parents got to come by and see some of the racing. And then Leah was there. She hadn't seen me race a car before, so she was super stoked.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw some of the
And
photos. Photos are sick.
Yeah, and then her mom's in town, and her mom has never seen. Well, I guess like her grandson raced some go karts when he was a kid. Did some like circle track, dirt track stuff, but yeah, she hadn't seen anything on this scale necessarily. So, um, she was out there cheering with the best of them. Man, she got a cool video. You could see how excited she was for us coming across the line.
Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah, yeah. It was a good
That's
weekend. How
cool.
about you, man? What'd you get into?
Dude, it was actually a pretty chill weekend. Um, Saturday, I had some family stuff to attend to. Just I guess, niece's birthday. 1-year-old, Abigail's 1-year-old niece.
Okay.
So we went to a party, but before that, just went downtown. I got some coffee, and dude, I'm gonna tell such a stupid story, but there's a festival in downtown Cartersville, right? And it was called I saw a banner for it like 2 weeks ago. And so I texted Abigail's my fiance for anybody that doesn't know. So I texted Abigail like a photo of the banner and it says like it's like West Fest, like Cartersville West Fest. I'm like, dude, that's effing cool. Like freaking I don't know what it's gonna be, but like we like Western stuff. Hell yeah, like put it on the calendar. So that was Saturday morning. And so we get up in the morning and like just get ready and head to the West Fest in downtown Cartersville, and it's at the Booth Western Museum, and so like it's actually a really nice history museum in downtown Cartersville. It's like I've never been to it, but so we go into the museum and like you have to pay an entry to like you literally have to pay admission into the museum to go to this festival. It's kind of stupid, but I understand everything is monetary. But
Yeah.
so
Was
we
it
pay
like
like
an exorbitant like fee, or was it
it's like $16 like
okay,
admission.
all right, that's yeah,
Yeah,
fair
like
enough.
whatever, but like I don't know, festivals are usually free and then you pay money when you get to the festival type deal.
Sure.
Oh well. So we go to the museum, we're like looking around and we're like, dang, this like it's actually a legit museum. Like it kind of looks like it's similar to like a Tellus museum or something. It's like legit. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be some like small dinky museum. It's actually pretty sick. So we pay our admission, like we walk to the back and we dude, we go to this festival and there's all of like 20 people at this thing, dude. And like, dude, it's all like, and no disrespect for anybody, but it's all like shit I could probably care less about, to be completely fair. Like, it's like old stuff about Indians and history and like there's like Indian dancing going on. And I don't even know if that's the correct term, so I apologize if anybody is native. But there was a lot of that going on, and like dude, we were just like, man, I can't believe we just paid $16 to come into like this, like there's like maybe 10 tents there, and everybody it's like a Renaissance festival if there was like 20 people at a Renaissance festival. Essentially, is how I could
Okay.
just.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, cool, like that sucked. And we walked back in, and we were like, we might as well just get our like admission worth. Walked around the museum, saw some cool like Western art, which was actually pretty dope. So I recommend going to the museum for anybody, but the West Fest is not very festive, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
you expected festival and you got museum tour.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
Like that's
dude.
why you got to set your expectations real low.
So, on that note, LJ just had their big Apple festival. I don't know if you heard about this,
I mean, I
but
know they have an Apple Festival, but I don't know.
so so Leah and her mom go up to the LJ Apple Festival and they're like, cool, yeah, like there might be some apple picking, you might be able to do this and that. Like they were kind of like, I don't know, it's Apple themed because that's the
Yeah,
name. And they go up there and there's like no apples. Like, none. There's, like, barely any Apple vendors, and shoot, they were just like,
is it
"Yeah,
like downtown
it's a
LJ?
bunch of basically 10 by 10 tents. It's a festival, 10 by 10 tents with, folks selling their arts and crafts." But I I think they were, like, very disappointed because I don't know, I was like, "You guys should go to, like, an apple orchard." She's like, "But it's
Yeah,
the Apple Festival, there has to be Apple stuff."
you would think.
Do I? Yeah. She's I got Leah's mom's over here. She's like, "Exactly, like, there's no apple."
Seriously. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
so
I don't know,
same
man.
same kind of
These people with these festivals, they got to get their marketing in wraps. I guess they need to figure something out because it's false advertisement, man. You gotta have. I mean, if you're gonna build the hype, buy all these banners, at least make something cool, man. Because I was pretty bummed out.
yeah,
West Fest, I want to see. Oh, dude, I want to see some dang horses riding around. I want to see cowboy hats being sold. I want to see some boots and
boot scoot
jeans
and
and
boogie.
stuff, and yeah, and some two stepping or something. I don't know, man. I was pretty I was pretty disappointed, dude. Pretty
Well, what
disappointed.
else went on with your weekend? So
Yeah, so okay. After the West Fest, went to the birthday party. That was Saturday, and then Sunday, one of my good buddies, David Cheney, who was actually on Arnomi's Josh's podcast. He is, man, big shout out to David because that guy is a legend, and he is like the most humble guy you'll ever meet. Like the reason, if you know who David is, the reason you don't know he's such a legend is because he doesn't ever talk about it. Like he's one of those guys that if you don't ask questions and pick him apart, you'll never understand how good of a guy and how good of a family he has and what he does with each industry that he's in.
yeah,
So like I want to give a big shout out to him. Like, dude, he works for New Balance. Like, he has a pretty high up role in New Balance. Used to work for Red Bull, um, and he's a busy guy, and he also has two kids with a third on the way. And man, outside of that, he has so many endeavors. Man, he's always like his brain is always just going, and like the amount he fills his plate with is crazy. So on that note, he has a come on, dog. What are we doing? Okay, dog.
oh, look at dog.
Yeah, dog's joining. So outside of that, he has it's called Martha's Outpost. It used to be called Martha's Coffee, but
Yeah,
so he started this endeavor kind of, I believe, to kind of contribute into the cycling community in a way. This was his, he has a love for coffee and espresso like we all do, but this is kind of his way of um contributing to the cycling community. So he had been with Georgia Cycling and going to these Georgia Cycling events. If anybody doesn't know, Georgia Cycling is a cycling league that was started from NICA. It was like an offspring of NICA. When the whole NICA pitfall happened and everybody started leaving NICA, I mean, we don't have to go into the details of that, but essentially everybody kind of went their own way, and most states started like Alabama has their own thing now, Georgia has their own thing now. And the reason I was involved in this
Okay.
is 'cause I used to work with Free Flight, so I actually was in charge of our presence at these events. But um, so he essentially had a coffee truck that he would take to every event. Um, and he did that for the past 5 seasons. I mean, that's and honestly, bro, it's probably 5 or 6 races, I wanna say, and it is brutal to, like, make it happen, right? I mean, it's a lot of travel,
Hmm.
a lot of preparation, and there's thousands of kids that race these, from middle school to high school, and, with kids comes parents, so a lot of people. And anyways, I'm rambling, but he texted me, and I didn't know this. He talks to me about a good amount of stuff, but I guess he recently made the decision or had a plan that this would be his last race with Martha's Outpost at Georgia Cycling League. So he was like, "Hey man, if you could come out and just take some photos and spend some time with us, that would be sick." So, and
Oh,
luckily,
right on.
yeah, it was in Kingston Downs, right up the road from me, so it worked out. And so Abigail and I loaded up and went over there, and I took some photos with them, and it's really cool to see. It's like a little sad, to be honest, but
Yeah.
he's he's got some more endeavors coming, I know for a fact. But yeah, I just posted some of those photos up on the CTS media page, and it's cool to see them and cool to see his family. They've got a kid coming in probably about 13 or 14 days at this point. So
Yeah, he's gonna be a busy man,
yeah.
even busier. Yeah, I get
And,
it.
but yeah, I went there, and then Abigail and I were gonna go ride, and decided this was the day. It was like brutally cold and like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and so we chilled, we hung out.
That was
So
Sunday?
yeah.
Yeah, Sunday was cold, man. Cause like,
Yeah, I didn't
I'll
think it was
agree.
gonna be, but, like, man, I went to Kingston and, like, the wind gusts were gnarly, and it made it really cold.
Yeah.
So
We were sitting there in pit lane, and we were sitting there in the paddock, and I'm like, use I'm like, "All right, ready to get in the car," and I'm, like, sitting over there, I'm in, like, full on hoodie, like, I've got my driver's suit on, hoodie over it just to, like, stay warm, and then, like, finally, I start running around getting ready to get in the car, and I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm warming up," and then, like,
yeah,
car dies, so I'm like, time to get cold again." It was
man.
chilly.
Yeah, no, it was kinda chilly. It's, like, getting to that time where you're just gonna have to suck it up if you wanna ride a mountain bike or something. You're gonna be
Well,
cold.
I think Georgia fall does this. It's gonna get warm, it's gonna
Dude,
get
this
hot
this
or
weekend's
cold.
looking good. I was looking, I was like, after all this rain, we're gonna have some good weather this weekend.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I
What
worked
you
at
got coming up on that note, what you got coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, I was headed. I spent some time at Jared's yesterday, just helping the crew. And Jared's Place Bike Park. And for anybody that doesn't know, occasionally I will go out there 2 days a week or whatever it is, and help the guys and spend some time, whether it's trail crew or shop, and it's fun. But I went up there yesterday, and it was kind of just rained us out, man. We cut 900 foot of carpet in the morning for all of the green trails, so all of you green riders, we're gonna have some carpet on your trails very shortly. I know it's long
Like
overdue
Armucci?
on Armucci and Dry Creek and all of those good trails. So we just
Heck
finished
yeah.
cutting the carpet, and the power went out in the shop while we were trying to eat lunch, and then we just made a call. It was just way too wet to work on anything. So Will and Ryan and I packed our bags and went to Pine Mountain, and we got
Nice.
4 good laps at Pine yesterday, and man, it was one of the best rides I've had in a long time, dude. Um,
Sick.
e- e-bikes make that thing real fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, way better.
So
And
to
I
those
mean,
that don't know, Kason and Abby just got e-bikes. Would y'all pick up the specialized Levos?
yeah, we got Levo SLs. So
That's the lightweight thing, right?
the lighter weight ones, they're only about 40 pounds, which is sick. So like honestly, not too much heavier than my trail bike I had. And they're sick, dude. I mean, God, it rides so good. Once I got the Olin suspension set up and everything, the
Mhm.
thing is rolling. But yesterday, I mean, Will has a Bullet, so a full power, and then
Yeah.
Ryan has a Levo, the new Levo, so also a full power. Like the power difference is kind of drastic, honestly, between
Yeah.
like that's what they always say is like don't get an SL if you like all your buddies have full power. Like, that's the
Yep.
only and I hate it, and, like, yesterday was a great experience for that. I didn't hate it, but it definitely, like, honestly, I was surprised on how well it kept up. Like, I led every climb just to kinda chill the pace down, and it did fine, and I did 3 laps and also did a few hiking trails. Sorry, Bartow County. Yeah, we rode a
Oops.
little rode a little bit of hiking trails, and honestly, if I wouldn't have rode those hiking trails, I think I coulda got 4 laps on my battery, but Ryan's lady, his fiance has an SL as well, so they have a range extender, so he brought it, so I was able to throw it on and get a 4th lap with a few extra trails too. So honestly, like, I don't know how many, like, literally the amount of times that I'm gonna go out there and do 4 laps is so
Yeah.
slim. Like, it's gonna be a 2 or 3 lap pine anytime I go most of the time, so, like, an SL will be just fine for me. Um,
So Pine is what's the vertical out there? 900?
yeah, just shy of 1,000, and but
Okay.
you do it in, like, less than half a mile.
So it's steep
Yeah. I think it's
ish.
less than
It's
half a
it's a
mile. Maybe
constant
it's
climb,
yeah, it's
but it's a good
super
climb.
steep, dude. On a bicycle, it's incredibly steep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
I think I've only I know I've ridden it on just classic mountain bike. Um,
yeah.
but non-assisted. But yeah, it's always way more fun on the E.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, like, I've luckily, I've spent a lot of time on e-bikes, like, I've had the opportunity to ride a lot of full powered and ride a lot of half power bikes, and I've always been so overwhelmingly impressed by the way they descend just because of where the weight sits on the bike, and it's not even, like, the amount of weight it has, I think it's really just where it's placed on the bicycle, like, having
Yep.
that weight of the motor in your bottom bracket and just, like, dude, the bike feels so planted, and having an e-bike that weighs 40 pounds and just being able to, like, hop and pick your lines and, like, you don't ever really worry about like, if you were to do that on an acoustic bike, like, you're kinda worried about your sliding out or, like, being a little more careful about your line selection, and, like, yesterday, it was, like it was wet, but it was also, like, leafy and pine straw,
Mhm.
so but it was, like, just enough where you could find traction under the pine straw. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It was glorious. But on a yeah, on the e-bike, it was so good, it just stuck, and, so I'm a big e-bike fan, brother. I know you have been for a long time, but I'm on the
Yeah,
train.
man. Yeah, for sure. I've been on the shuttle for God 5, almost 6 years.
And
Um,
2 motors. 2 motors in.
2 2 motors. Yep. Um, but yeah, dude, I just think it's crazy. I tell people like if I go ride just your classic, I'll use the term acoustic e-bike, and if I go ride an e-bike for the same amount of time, like I will have a higher heart rate on my e-bike
A
if I'm just
hundred
riding XC
100%.
trail. Yep. I'm
And
having more
that's like
fun.
yeah, and at Pine,
That's it.
dude, I stopped at the car 1 time between that 4 lap. Like,
Yeah.
and so you're telling me, like, I'm not getting a workout when I'm constantly riding and just doing a 1,000-foot climb over and over and over again? Like,
Yep.
I don't wanna hear it,
It
dude.
was it was funny, man. I did turn into a bit of an old grumpy man. At at like Quick 6, like the last lap, somebody was like, "Oh, he's flying up the trail." And they're like, "Oh, he's cheating. He's on an e-bike." And I just like turned my head and snapped. I was like, "It's not cheating. Shut up." Um
"Get
like
off my lawn."
I was like, I am so
Oh
sick
my
of hearing
god.
it, man. Um
Yeah,
and it
I'm over
like
it, dude.
Yep. And it's really funny. I've got a buddy of mine that I've worked with. I think that you've met very eccentric individual, Eric Purdue. Um
Yeah.
he there's actually a couple Eric Purdue things. This is a good segue. So he is what I think he just turned 60. He is an old curmudgeon. He is set in his ways and God love him for it. Um Absolutely hilarious, dude. He's out there. But he's been hearing me talk about this e-bike for years, and he's like, "Oh, yeah," or, grumble, grumble, grumble about it. He's like, "I don't know about that e-bike. It just seems overpriced, and it won't do what this thing will do. This thing's great." Talking about his short travel, full suspension. And then
Why do I need
why
anything
do I
above
need that?
100 millimeters of travel?
And then I've gotten out and ridden
Uh-uh.
with him a few times, and, like, I just, will, like, crush him on the climb, and then, like, coming down, I'm having so much more fun, and I
Yeah.
think over time, he kinda saw it, and so he just broke down, and he bought an intense taser, and so we actually yesterday, did a e-bike ride. So he lives over toward, like, Stone Mountain, area, and he's probably got 20 to 30 mile of the most technical single track and like some of the sketchiest, I don't know, gullies and like super abrupt like creek beds. It is a little trashy. It's like kind of trash trail a little bit. But like also part of it goes through like this epic bamboo forest. He's got these incredible old school single track trails, and we got on the e-bikes yesterday and we went out and rode it, and I'll have to take you out there, man. Like it is incredibly technical. You can go incredibly fast, and you can clip your bar on like every tree because it's like so narrow. It is
Sick.
it was stupid fun. Both he and I on e-bikes, and yeah, we need to get you out there to some of the Purdue trails.
Yeah. I'd
This
be
well,
so down.
yeah, this one's called T2 because it's like Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Like it will kill you. I mean, dude, it's got some stuff that's like 6 inches wide, and you're like right on the edge of it, like I don't know, 4 foot drop into a gnarly creek bed. It's got some really really fun stuff, like tight switchbacks, and then everything is off camber route. Um, that is just the bike's just like clack, 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 clack the whole time. But if you can ride it, you are an excellent trail rider. He's got some other stuff that's smoother too. And dude, he just goes out there with like a backpack blower and like an action hoe, and he just cuts this single track. It's the craziest, and you'll see like the trail, like you just keep crisscrossing like over the trail. It'll come out one place, and you're like, okay, keep going straight, and then you'll like ride that loop, and it'll shoot you out a different way, but you just cross the same intersection, but it's all one continuous trail. The way his mind works is wild.
Yeah. That sounds
But
sick.
yeah, we'll get you out there and we'll let you go ride it.
Yeah. One more before we move to our actual notes.
Yay.
You need to come ride Cindy Crawford because I heard you guys rambling about it on the old Narnomies, and
Yeah.
it's so good, dude, so good.
I'm excited, man. I wanna hit that drop and into the step up. It looks so perfect.
Brother, it's the ease. It's okay. The best part about it is it looks so gnarly. The drop in person, like if you imagine, because it's like one of the only features on camera that looks huge. And so just
Sure.
imagine in person, like, dude, it's massive. Like they say 10 feet, but it's really, I mean, Will and I were talking about it, it's really about a 12 foot from where you're taking off to where you're landing. It's probably
Like
about
tip to
12,
tip.
yeah, 12 feet. And, and, yeah, dude, that trail is so freaking good. They're gonna make some changes, a few changes, like on like one or two of the jumps, just to make it flow better. But dude, all
Yeah.
everything above it, like people keep asking me, is it easier than air supply? Is it easier? Can I do it? Is it? I will say it is harder than air supply in the fact that you have to be a technical, skilled rider to do it. Air supply is huge. Air supply has big jumps, but your intermediate blue rider can get through air supply with a little bit of speed and confidence. And
Yeah.
when it comes to Cindy Crawford, you gotta be technical and you gotta be
Uh-huh.
calculated because they're peaky lips and they're all super big doubles and they're all either hipped or they're turning when you're taking off and landing. So you gotta know what you're doing, but once you dial it in like one or two times, like it's God. And when I'm working there, it's like the best on the e-bike because the trail is pretty short, but it's packed full of features. So
Yeah.
in an hour, I can just like up, down, up, down, up, down, and just hit some of the best features in the mountain. It's my favorite trail at Jared's place. It
Heck
reminds me
yeah.
of, it's like Jared's old place, bro. Like if a trail is like Jared's old place, it's this one. Like the way
Heck yeah.
jumps are built and everything, it's so sick.
Dude, yeah, I'm excited to get over there and ride it. I am super stoked. We had so much fun last time when you and I were out there. I was like,
Oh, I know.
we need to keep it going.
Well, now I got an E, so we can go on a weekday
Yeah,
and screw the shuttle, dude.
let's do it. Yeah, we're just gonna do
Yeah,
laps, eat some lunch, plug it in, and do it again.
yeah, I know. All right, well, why don't you tow us into some of our notes since you got them all nicely printed out
All
and black
right.
and white,
I
brother.
think we kind of brushed on all these first ones here.
We got some upcoming events we can talk about and just throw them out there.
Yeah. Um, let's save those for the end.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll end on that note. Past
Well,
events.
yeah, I want to talk about something, and we don't have to set aside a whole lot of time for it, but
Yeah.
I definitely think it's something we should bring up. I mean, this isn't going to be a mountain biking podcast, but so everybody knows, one of our biggest common grounds is mountain biking. So you're going to hear a lot
Mm-hmm.
about mountain bikes on this podcast.
Yep.
Um, Rampage. We kind of missed the mark. We're not going to do a recap on this event necessarily, but there's a lot of drama going around it, and I just every time I'm on Instagram, I can't freaking it's every post for me. So I figured we'd just bite the bullet and talk about it. There's a You called me actually after you watched Rampage, and I had actually just got done watching this year's Rampage
Yeah.
the night before you called me, and you were like, "Dude, like, what the heck happened? Like, what is like?" Because I don't think either of us have seen a Rampage like this, and you and I have been. I mean, you've been watching it longer than I have, probably, but bro, that is brutal, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's like every other run, and it's like we're sitting there in front of the TV on hold more than we were watching riding because they were trying to get a freaking helicopter to life flight all these people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's your thoughts on the event itself? And then we'll go into the aftermath.
So, like, I'll tell you this. I think at heart, I love free ride. I love like kind of the unknown and pushing things and progression. And like when I look back at like rant like I've said it before on many podcasts or on the only podcast I've been on. Not many podcasts.
Seasoned veteran.
Right? Um, is that I think the Rampage sites in like that kind of the St. George Hurricane Virgin area is like one of the best places to go learn how to do things that you don't know how to do, um, and progress on a bike. And I think Rampage is like it's the embodiment of that, right? They started, with Josh Bender. I mean, has it and the question is, I think that's in your mind too, has it gone too far? I don't know. Well, if
Right.
you look at what Bender was doing 10, 15 years ago when he started, like when he hit the jaw drop, man, like there's no way he was gonna land that, especially with the technology he was riding. And to me, like the things that we're doing today, I I don't see a whole lot of difference from what he was doing. Um,
Yeah. I
like,
I would agree with you, and I mean, this is like it seems it's a big deal this year because of the injuries, but I feel like this is always a topic at Rampage. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it comes up somehow, some way every year of like there's always the argument of like too much slope style, too many flips, too many. It's like people get too wrapped up into stuff that doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but it's like it's just the progression of the event, right? Like in my opinion, and like people have this same conversation when it comes to Supercross, and I'm sure the sports that you're into as well.
yeah,
Like Supercross had a whole lot of injuries. There was only one person, one professional rider this year that made it through all of the races, the whole Super Motocross season, which is wild.
no
Uh,
kidding.
yeah,
Yeah,
so like the same type of thing, but that's progression, man. Like that is riders wanting to be better. And like
I'm a go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I only had one more like sentence, but like what do you want? Like do you are you wanting the sport to progress? Like the reason Adolf Silva to be specific, is trying to do a double backflip is because he wants to win, dude. That's what it takes to win nowadays. And you can't, like, in my opinion, like, what are you gonna do? Tell him not to do a bubble, not tell him he can't do that, and then he just can't compete with anybody else on the mountain. Like, it just he
So
signed up for that risk, and it freaking sucks, bro. Like,
yeah,
it freaking sucks.
I think it's amazing what it does for the community. Like uh BNV and Zinc like auctioning off their jerseys for $500, like incredible. Like we all care about each other deeply. And it does like bring that side of the sport out, but I think at what cost, right?
Right.
But we all hate for him to be there and paralyzed and never be able to ride a bike again. But along the lines of what you were saying, we wanna win, like, that's why people crash in cars or motorcycles or on mountain bikes, and whatever it is, like, we do it because it's a and this is a competition and it's judged, it's not judged on just time. What I would say is let people go as big as they want, let them do what they want, build what they want. Let's delete the judges, man. Let's make this a 100% crowd judged and or rider judged thing. I think
Hmm.
I think you
And
have
so,
to.
like, how would not that you have like a full like you've thought this whole thing out. It's just an
Yeah,
idea. Get it, but and so like when you're saying like a crowd judge, so, like, are you just saying like there'll be voting and like people sitting at home can vote and like kind of like Dancing with the Stars,
maybe, maybe,
like I
but
don't know, something
we
like that.
we need to find a way. Because what's the festival that Zinc does? Like, I forget exactly what it's called, but he has it like out at his ranch, and they like do a 3-day thing. They go to a couple different venues.
Yeah, I know what
We're
you're
just
talking.
gonna call it Zinc Fest for right now. But he does this big thing, and it's all rider judged, and like people that like everybody that's there, they're going out, they're hucking, but it's more it's more of a West festival. It's more of a festival, right?
Yeah,
Um, and I think it takes because as soon as you put
Zinc
that,
Invitational.
yeah, as soon as you put
That's
that
what
like
it's called.
solid pressure of judging and like this, how do I want to word it?
I know what you mean. Like,
Object you as soon as like you objectify
exactly.
the line and you try to break it down into components and everybody's focused on that, it's like
Right.
to me that I'm not going to say it goes against free ride because somebody's got to win, but like it almost kind of does. And so that's like the whole like okay, quote, spirit of free ride would be super cliche, but like that's the whole thing is like the and granted the people that are in it are judging it. The judges have all the credential in the world, but I think it just needs to be maybe less official. And
Yeah, I mean,
that can just
yeah,
that
you
can
can
just
finish
take
that thought.
the pressure off of the riders because I don't know about you, when I saw Adolf go to initiate that, I was like, "There's no way he's making that."
Well, I
Like,
mean, you could hear, like I told you on the phone, Nikolai Rogatkin,
was
who
like,
who was
"No."
announcing, he goes, "No, no, no," like that as he's taking off. But I mean, dude, Adolf had a weekend, brother, because he had a practice crash, and then his first run, he ate absolute crap, and then still had a like. I guess his run was pretty good up until the flip. I guess I can't remember if it was sketchy or not. Either way, there's a lot of signs of like, dude, you're maybe not riding. But that's the like what you're talking about. That's the pressure cooker. Like
Exactly. Like,
he
let's take
probably
that
knew that.
off,
Yeah,
like, because every and that's the way that I see it. And yeah, I think we just take a little bit of that pressure off because what these guys are doing and these girls are doing is amazing. Like the girls' progression was incredible. Um,
dude, so
like
sick. Seeing them
they were
hit like El
absolutely
Presidente
crushing
and
it out
stuff.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, what runs that those ladies had, man? Like I was so glad that none of them, like,
Yeah,
suffered the same fate, which was a huge silver lining.
yeah, dude. s- Yeah, it's brutal, and I'm just like I pulled up the Adolf Silva post, and it's kind it's so sad. Like he has no sensation from the chest down, and still doesn't, which is brutal. So
Yep, and I'd
prayers out
hate
to him and his family.
yeah, I would
The
hate to see, like, we've seen it with Paul Bass, like, and that's why I'm like, it hasn't necessarily come too far because, that's what happened to Paul. Um,
Yeah,
and they weren't, I would say at that point wasn't as it was just as risky. It wasn't necessarily as big as it is now.
right.
You get 35, 75 foot, whatever it is, like, either way, like, you're kind of in like the catastrophic injury zone
Yeah,
either way.
yeah, exactly. So the next part of this, I want to bring up the controversial part for a minute on the injuries for this year specifically. So I want to read you 4 or 5 comments on this,
Yeah,
right? Just for our viewers to know what we're talking about. 11 billion in sales for Red Bull in 2024, 7.5 billion for Monster. Next one is where is Red Bull? Next one. Rampage used to be about the best line, not who's willing to kill themselves for a 10-second highlight on social media. Red Bull better pay half for all care and aftercare. And I mean, I could read 1,000 more.
yeah.
So I don't have necessarily much of an opinion. I don't, I don't know what the answer is, so I don't want to speak on it really. It could, I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, I believe there should be some help from the organizers. Um, but I think this problem that is being presented is in almost every sport. I mean, Supercross, somebody literally just got paralyzed and they're getting little to no money from the organizer, who is way bigger, not way bigger than Red Bull, but the event itself is way bigger.
Yeah,
Supercross
then
is.
like Rampage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're just getting insurance money that they get through the organizers and Feld and entertainment. So I just think it's like one of those things that is a common issue within action sports of when things like this do happen, the proper support isn't there from the organizers. But I don't know, man. I'm like I don't have an answer for it. I just these people are rightly. It does seem. I will say it does seem crazy to me that when this happened, a GoFundMe got started.
yeah.
I I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
So yeah, I look at it. So if you're looking at, and you might actually have the answer to this, like your average supercross racer,
Yeah,
right? If you're racing on the circuit, what are those guys getting paid? I
yeah. I
know
mean,
there's a big range, right? You're
there's a
making
humongous range, and I mean,
there may be some privateers that are like paying their way.
yeah, your lower
I don't know.
privateers, and luckily now, like this year, kind of got changed where you actually do, even if you get last, you do get a little bit of a purse, but it's a couple $1,000s. So, I
Yeah,
mean, your low tier guys are that are driving there in a van to see if they can qualify every weekend, or is your 20, $30,000 a year, all the way up to Jet Lawrence just signed a freaking good lord $1 million something deal,
yeah,
3 years with Honda, and those higher guys get paid close to $1 million just off a gear deal. So
yeah.
I
So based on that, what I think, like, if you're the privateer out there trying to make it, yeah, one, you got to dedicate your life to this, and you have your job. Um, I think there's trade-offs for everything. You got a wife and kids, that makes all this really really hard. Um, I think if you're going to be doing that, like, you want to have a job and you want to be able to pay your own healthcare. Like, you want to have healthcare for yourself, and especially the top names that are out there, they're making tons of money. Whether they have it written in their contract, whether they don't, you got to have that,
Yeah,
right? And I think for those guys that are really putting it on the line, um, that are factory riders or that are any of them that are riding in Supercross, they're going to have that in their contract. Um, and yeah, they absolutely need that because that is like kind of the imminent danger with what we do.
yeah. I
When I
see.
look at Rampage, and it's a very different beast because a lot of these folks are they're coming from all over the world. Like these are literally guys that are, you know, in their van, and like when you
Like that girl, I don't remember her name, that was just on our couch we were talking about.
CJ.
She literally has a full-time marketing job. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
CJ, like,
you
she's
know what I
got a
mean?
marketing job, she's got healthcare, they know
Yeah,
that she's out there doing that, there's not gonna be some clause in there that says, if she gets hurt at Rampage, she can't get healthcare.
right,
Like, if she would've gotten hurt, yeah, she would've been covered.
right.
I think it's part of the athlete's responsibility to know that, you know, ye we're gonna have this, but I also could very, very easily see with an event like Rampage that if the athletes want the care, not the people that are commenting on what has happened to the athlete and who should step up, it's the athletes. If they all want the care, and they want Red Bull to step up and put, when things like this happen, if they want Red Bull to pay for it, you can't drop one bike into that hill until they've got a petition from every rider signed that goes to whoever at Red Bull and says, "None of us are dropping. You don't have an event unless," right? And that has to
Yeah,
go
and
through
this is
every single
also
rider that is there. That has to go through all the alternate riders. Like it has to be a unified front that goes to Red Bull and says, "We're not doing this." I mean, if there's one person that'll drop, like, no good. You know what I mean?
yeah, and, like, people like, going off of what you just said, it's like, it's for the people that think that's gonna be an easy thing. You guys think about what just happened
Mm-mm,
a year or 2 years
mm-mm.
ago with the women's Rampage, and think about all the hell broke loose just to get riders on the mountain. Like, the
Yeah,
thought that they put in and, like, the hell they raised to get women on
yeah,
that mountain. You think there was any thoughts about anybody getting hurt? No. Like
yeah.
this
It's
is
Everybody else doesn't matter. It's what the riders want. I mean, it's
right.
the people that are out there actually doing it. Like
Yeah,
that's that's who has to make the change, man.
yeah. I would agree. I mean, we are just two little I don't know, puppets over here in Georgia, but
Yeah.
whatever you wanna call us. But we at
Well,
least
and
I wanted to put our 2 cents in for sure.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, if they want to see the change, they're the ones doing it. You know, it's not up to anybody else's opinion. It's up to them.
Yeah, and then
Um,
luckily you do have, like, organizations like Road to Recovery and stuff that have, like, thought about these things, and they've built an organization that does help athletes, and they're helping Adolf the best they can, and they helped, Jerry Robin and Supercross, the other guy I was talking about that got paralyzed, so,
yeah,
um, yeah, it's brutal, brother,
it's
and
rough, man. All the healing prayers, vibes, all that, whatever, everything to
yeah.
him. I really want to see the guy ride a bike, and I just want to, I know how much that taxes family and everything. It's just unfortunate, and
Yeah, and it also sucks
yeah,
'cause he's not even from here. I don't even think he lives here.
yeah,
So, I mean, I read in one of the posts that he's being transferred back to Spain, I believe.
Spain, yeah,
Yeah. So that's even more brutal. I mean, luckily, I feel like America's a pretty good country to be in when you're hurt. I mean, even the healthcare sucks a little bit, but it's better than being in Mexico and or I don't know, something else, you know?
better than being, yeah, a lot of places.
So, but I think we touched enough on that topic. It's just I wanted to bring it up, and the event was cool. It was cool to watch. The women blew my mind. It was actually really cool. Abigail and I sat there and watched the women event, and it was cool to see them riding. And Like the onboard, I like it's kind of progressing slowly every year. Like the onboard audio that we get now, I think is sick. Like
Yeah, it's cool.
being able to hear the riders, like the Jackson Riddle run, where he's like "F yeah," like "Yeah, woo," and he's like just
He
like
was jamming all the
spinning
way
it and just
down.
like, dude, it was just like you could like I was probably smiling watching it. You could just feel like and as a mountain biker, like we all have felt that feeling on smaller scales before, so we can relate, not to doing what he's doing, but my version of it, right, and your version of it. So we felt similar feelings. So to be able to hear that and like, it just it's cool to still have Sal Masekela there, and the same guy. I don't know his name.
Salima.
Salima.
That's what he goes by. It's full name now.
Wait. So
He
what's
went
his
from
name?
Sal to Salima. Well, that's just
Oh.
his full name, yeah. He
Okay,
always uses it now.
dilemma. Alright, copy. Hey, we'll take it. Whatever you wanna be called, man.
Sal's old school, man.
I like it. Hey, whatever, dude. Sa Salima. Alright, so, Salima, it's cool to see him still there. And the guy I don't know, do you know the guy that drops everybody in every year? Do you know who that is?
Um, he's been doing it forever, hasn't he?
Forever, dude. Like,
Yeah,
it's the same dude every year, and
yeah.
it's so cool to me. I'm sure everybody's gonna be like, "I can't believe you don't know who his name is," but sorry, man. I just respect to him, and
Oh, yeah.
it's cool to see the same people there doing it, and still have the McCalls involved, and
Yeah, the McCalls
just
do an awesome job. I thought it was super cool seeing Caroline, up there announcing, I thought
oh
she did
yeah,
yeah,
good
I thought
point.
she did a really good job.
She did.
Um, yeah, yeah, she absolutely killed it.
Who's your favorite run? Do you like? I honestly, I'd have to watch it again to probably tell you mine, but
I would too. I mean, Jackson Riddles was absolutely incredible.
dude, I
Um,
love, like, his old school TLD and his
yeah.
bike gear and just, like, his tricks he does are so, like, old school, it's so sick. I love watching him ride.
And then I forget somebody one of the guys had a run that just reminded me of Andrea Lecontegui, with his flat spins and, like, the
Mm.
flow and the speed and everything, like, there was definitely, like, a Andreo-esque run, and I remember seeing
Yeah,
that, and Andrea is probably he's probably my favorite
yeah,
rider,
he's got
like,
some
style and free ride wise, yeah, he's just incredible.
were you,
Um,
were you surprised to see Straight pull out?
I mean, not really. I get it.
Dude's been doing it forever, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, he was still there hanging out, and
Heck yeah.
Zink's still freaking riding, which is wild,
Thing's incredible, man.
and actually, like, putting in a competitive run still.
Oh, yeah.
I had the
Yeah,
chance
I'm
to
just glad to see him get to the bottom every time. I'm like, "Alright, thank God he's good."
yeah. I had the chance to meet him in California last year, and such a cool guy. He had his kids with him. Of course, I was just like, "Can I get a photo, please?" Like, I was so like I was in heaven, bro. Because like I'm around like the supercross and motocross scene a lot, but like I don't. Rarely do you get to see people like Cam Zink or like those mountain bikers. Like it's really hard
Yeah.
to get an event where you see them. So I was sitting there watching qualifying and in in Los Angeles and Anaheim, and I just like look over and Cam Zink's sitting there. I'm like, dude, like the kid, like the 12-year-old in me.
What?
So I was
That's
like,
awesome.
so sick to meet him, and yeah, it's cool to see the event still rocking, and I'm still stoked to watch it every year. When I start seeing posts, I'm like, let's go, baby! I'm fired
Yeah.
up.
I am too, man. It's the same with me. I got to meet Storch. I got to meet Carson,
Oh,
out in
sick, dude!
Bend.
Carson rips, bro.
Carson, and he's such like he's super legit. We got to I actually got to go ride some trail with him and Dusty Weigel. I was visiting a buddy out in Bend, and it just happened that the bike shop that my buddy Ryan was always going to was like Carson's shop since he had been a kid, and so they were doing a little shop ride, and the owner was like, "Yeah, I think Carson's gonna come by and ride on this tomorrow," and I was like, "No way!" So I had my bike out there. So yeah, we got to
Yeah,
go do some jumping, and I got to ride with him and Dusty Weigel.
dude, that's so
Um, Yeah, it was super fun, man, and we just got to, hang out, have a beer in the shop afterward, and, um, yeah, so
Yeah, I
whenever I
mean,
see him, I get that same kinda, like,
yeah, it's
uh,
different.
fanboy.
It's different. Yeah. We get like I will say being in the East Coast, we do get to spend a lot of time with and see like it's pretty normal for us to see downhill racers.
All the
Like
time, yeah.
like we see Aaron Gwynn all the time. We'll get to see the Shaw and Mullally
Vico.
and it's, like, fairly normal, like, I don't even think about it anymore, like, you go out to Winrock and see I'll be next to Aaron Gwynn, I'm just like, "Yep, this is his play," like, the first time I was like, "This is crazy," but, like, the free ride aspect to be able to see Carson and Cam Zink and all those guys, like, that have you just, like, been such an icon for so long, it's like, that's a big deal, like, we do get a lot of the downhill scene, but not a much of free ride. This dog, dude.
Hey, up in your business.
I know.
Well,
Well,
killer,
I think we ran that one into
we'll
the
shift that gear to
Yeah.
upcoming stuff, man.
Dude, we're doing good on time. I mean, we could
Yeah.
ramble for another 4 hours, but
Dude, the clock is absolutely clutch. I guess since we're talking about mountain bikes, we keep it mountain bike. And this is gonna be like Georgia stuff. Well, kind of Georgia stuff, southeast stuff. Um, let's see. November 16th. The
what we got
Go
going.
Nuts Nut Gobbler XC. What a mouthful
Oh,
that is.
Lord.
Up in Walhalla SC. I may go. We may take some shredded jerseys up there.
Yeah,
And I may actually go ride because there is an e-bike class. So, if you want to come too, let's go vomit on e-bikes together. It'd be
November
great.
16th. Let's
Yeah,
put it on the calendar and see what we can make happen. I've always been a fan of Go Nuts events. David does a
Dave's
dang.
awesome.
What he has brought to the Southeast is wild. So,
Yeah.
just a little quick
Um,
aspect.
yeah. So they've got that in Walhalla. I think this is the first year they've done that race.
Okay.
Um, Also, this coming weekend, if you're kind of local to Atlanta, is the Georgia Cyclocross, down at Dick Lane Velodrome. It's the one event I have missed every year, so I have not raced it. I know there is a velodrome component to it, um, and
Does
all
this have
your
anything to do with
typical.
Halloween?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah, it
hoping.
seems like people do some dressing up and things like that, so
Alright.
it'll
I
probably be
just
good
from the
fun.
name, seemed like it was gonna be Halloween.
Halloweeny.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Um, there's that, and then, coming up, not this weekend, but November November 21 to 23 is, the always very rad Cranksgiving. Um,
Oh, yeah, dude.
yeah, dude, I haven't run Cranksgiving for a few years, so I'm kinda interested to maybe
Dude, are you
go
going?
and race it again. Yeah, maybe, let's talk about it. I'm down. I don't have it, like, you know, stamped into the calendar yet, but they do. For those that don't know, Cranksgiving is up there in Greenville, South Carolina. They do a Super D, they have an XC race, they have a Paperboy Alley Cat, around Greenville, which is probably pretty cool because there's, like, a lot of really bike-friendly trails there. Um, and then they
Yeah,
are doing
those big.
the Wild Turkey Enduro, so there's really, uh, 4 events that will be all at different times, which is pretty cool. I think the Alley Cat's, like, usually at night, um, and it's on, like, the Friday that or Thursday or Friday, and it kinda kicks the event off. Um, are they still doing it at Paris Mountain, or has it changed? Do you know? You may not
I
know.
honestly, I don't follow the event too closely, but I've always
Yeah,
known it at Paris. I could have sworn it was at Canoga one year, though.
may have been, yeah.
I think it was at
So
one year.
more info coming on that next week, but, Cranksgiving, go ahead and just search it in your Googles and find it. Um,
We don't say we always have the statistics, we just
yeah,
bring you know, we're
it's
not very educated
always a
on
really fun, really, really good race.
it. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Well,
That's
for
Southeast mountain bike stuff.
for you, I actually have committed to be at Jared's the 22nd. Unrelated to Jared's
Huh.
birthday jam. but it is also that day.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and a lot of the North Carolina crew of our buddies are coming down and riding Jared's. So
Nice.
that would be sick if you were interested in that. That'd be fun. A lot of
In theory, you could do like you could do a little travel and do like a Jared's Saturday and a like enduro Sunday.
I could, yeah.
Yeah, anybody could.
Anybody, somebody could.
Somebody could.
You could, I could.
Um,
It's possible.
yeah, yeah, Jared's birthday jam. Yeah, it is on the 22nd.
Yeah, so that's
I
coming
think I
up.
just saw that post.
Yeah. Um,
Sick.
I was committed to ride that day anyways, but it just so happens that there's going to be a jam that day, which works out. And my brother and some Asheville folks are coming down that day, so I put it on my calendar.
Dude, Cindy Crawford jam, I'm kinda down.
You're Be fun, dude. So sick.
Um,
What
and
else we
then
got?
in other news, MotoGP will be in Portugal on November 7 to 9. For
Nice.
those that and then F1 that same weekend, they'll be in Brazil, which is pretty cool. They'll be down at Interlagos. Classic track.
Yeah, that's
Uh, Very cool track. But for those that like racing, and probably watch F1, stop watching F1 and watch MotoGP. It's it's way cooler.
I would agree with that. F1's
I
cool,
was
and there's a
looking
lot of people
at
super into it, but MotoGP is just as rad, but with street bike.
it's radder.
Yeah,
It's radder. I was looking at like the time spread from last weekend, the finishing times, and it was like I think Leclerc won it. He was literally 30 seconds ahead of second place. And then there was like a 5 second gap or something like that back to third, and then there was like another 8 second gap. Like just the cars were and granted I did not watch the race. I don't know what happened. But I was like, man, that's a lot of big gaps. Um, you're gonna have 15 bikes come across the line, I don't know, in that first 30-second gap, man.
yeah,
Um,
that's crazy.
yeah, the MotoGP season is awesome this year, and Marquez has made a big comeback with Ducati, and then he got hurt. He got knocked out, so he's hurt. His brother Alex is like doing really well. I think the Mark's already wrapped up the championship, but the fight for second and third continues on. So there will be some awesome racing in Portugal, and the track at Portugal is absolutely gorgeous, dude. It's
Yeah,
sitting there right by the sea, tons of elevation change. There's some wild stuff where they're on the rear wheel, like wheeling up stuff, and they're also like on the front wheel, like super hard braking with the back end just coming up. There's some cool stuff in Portugal. So if you haven't seen it before, hop on the Instagrams, like look at all the stuff in MotoGP. You will enjoy
pretty
it.
wild if you've never seen it. You want to see people on street bikes go incredibly fast.
Yes.
Very talented, and it's insane. I don't watch it enough, but I see clips of it all the time, and I need to be watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. We'll see if we can get together and do some TV time.
Yeah,
Um
dude.
oh yeah. So I hadn't even talked to you about this. I put it on the note. Are you good on events? Anything else?
No, I think we're set. I'm just reading through while you're talking. Yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. So the last thing that I kind of put on that episode one. So Cason's got CTS Media, as we talked about. So he does some rad photos, some rad video. If you've seen some of the Shreddit content, like that's Cason behind the lens. And he does some incredible marketing work, social media, putting websites together. Anything I'm missing there?
Yeah, all of it. I do a lot of digital.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right on the nail. You're good. Digital marketing and social media, photography, videography, anything to
So
enhance a business's online presence is what I say.
there you go. So I kind of had an idea, and this is straight off the cuff. Cason hadn't even heard about this yet. So new stuff, surprise, bro.
Is this
Um,
this last topic here that I'm
yeah,
looking at?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would love to hear about it.
So I did a little bit of this, but I'm thinking kind of calling back to when I would bring strobes out and do like photo shoots on trails. Is basically what I really want to pitch. Um, is just doing like bring sessioning back, right? Let's go session a hit, and let's take photos of it, and let's tell people when and where we're gonna do it, and then they can show up, and then they can get some rad photos. Maybe we talk podcast with some folks while we're there, but to be able to kind of one show people how, like everything that kind of goes behind creating a banger photo,
Yeah.
and then two, like how do we get it out there? What do we do with it? We might, be able to incorporate some shredded chest cam video.
That'd be
But
sick.
to be able to, maybe put just little I'm thinking just more get-togethers, where we can get folks that are, into riding, get us all out there at the same time doing some stuff, and then be
Yeah.
able to really kind of, give those folks that actually listen, like, give our listenership, something a little bit back. Maybe we bring some food, some snacks to like the free ride trails at Big Creek, and we're say, hey, we're gonna do photos on these couple hits, so y'all ride them and we'll shoot them, kind of
Yep.
thing. I think it'd be really cool to do. We could do that. We can go to Pine Mountain and try to get exposure for pine, and there's tons of photographic places on that hill. um yeah,
Yeah,
I
that'd be
was thinking
sick.
it'd be a neat
I'm
way for
down with that.
us to meet more folks that are going to listen, and for those folks to come out and hang and do some cool stuff that I know you and I enjoy.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that, and that also, like, I don't want this to be too serious, so, like, loosen us up a little bit and get some of that on, and, bring a little shout out to NarCouch for being one of my new favorite mountain bike podcasts. That
Me
is
too, dude. Those
that
guys
is
are rad.
that is the least serious podcast I've ever heard. Um, so, yeah, I think that would be sick, and there's some good stuff, yeah, for at Pine to do that. That
Yeah.
would be a select group of people, though. We can't be like,
Right.
Hey, Jimmy, bring that 24" out."
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, you're
I
getting
am
into it at Pine.
totally down with that. Yeah, we can discuss that more, and also, on that same note, some live shows would be sick. Um,
Yeah.
out at a trailhead whenever we have the capabilities to have a guest at a trailhead, at Jared's place at a bike park, some live shows, but I don't want it to be sometimes the live shows can end up being just terrible quality, so we need to have some good quality equipment in place to be able to do that. I know it kinda possibly sucks for viewership to be, like, in 2 different places at one time on our podcast, but it is the
Hmm.
best as far as production goes, and the audio,
Yeah.
it just comes out the best. So this is what we're working with, and it's easy, and we can produce shows weekly like this, and just I'm just kind of talking about our plans.
Are
Uh,
you?
I am a little bit.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
He said, "Yeah, it's all right."
That's cool. I'll allow it.
I like that idea a lot, though. Yeah, that'd be sick to get everybody involved and build something more than just a podcast for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because sitting here, listening to us talk, yeah, it's gonna fill some time, but let's like, um, I think it's kind of what I've heard other places. Let's actually, what are you doing with your life? Let's be able to give back and uh all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's sick. Live podcast. We're gonna do this weekly, so look for another episode next week. I have another idea for you that I've thought about.
Ooh, spitball it. Let's go.
It's very simple. We should. Why don't we do this later in the day so we could be drinking beer right now?
You you were the one that was like, "Hey, let's get this going." I
You
was like,
said
"All
at
right,
any
I'm
time today, so I was like, all
coffee
right,
it
well,
is."
I was like, yeah, we're drinking espresso, but yeah, next one we need to do in the evening or noon, 5 o'clock somewhere.
I mean, it is 12:20.
Yeah, there we go.
Um,
And then we'll have a guest for everybody next week.
yeah,
Looking forward to that. And yeah,
I wanna do whenever we get to podcast together, we're gonna do hot wing roulette with our guest, um,
yeah, Hot Ones
because
is one
I
of my
love hot
favorites.
sauce,
Little
and I
rip
don't
off
care
of
about
Hot Ones.
anybody else. Um, it is always good fun when you do not know which chicken wing is mild,
Oh,
medium,
yeah.
hot, or nuclear.
Yep. I did one of those. One of the bars I went to when I was in San Diego had, like, you could order hot wing roulette, and so
Yeah.
I ordered it, and dude, it fricked me up, brother. I was like, "Oh, these honey barbecues are real good," and then the next one, you're just like, "Woo!"
Honey barbecue plus.
Yeah, honey barbecue with some fire on your ass.
Dude, I will give a shout out to the Vortex and Little Five Points.
Yeah,
I got their Diablo burger, um, and holy schmoly, dude, it is not mild. That thing doesn't mess
I've
around.
seen it on the menu, but I've never been
Oh,
willing.
dude, I still have half of it in the fridge, like,
Oh, you did
and
this recent
huh? Yeah, I did this last night. I was
or
like,
it has mold on it, one of the 2.
no, dude, that's too hot for mold. Um, no, that stuff can't live there. Yeah, it wreaked havoc on me this morning.
Lord,
But I was, oh yeah, regrettable. Um, but yeah.
so it was
Shout out
but it
to
was good? It was
Vortex.
just spicy as hell?
Oh, dude, it was very hot. Yeah, but
Alright, well, I'll
I'm gonna eat the last half of it because I'm cheap
yeah, there you go. I would
and
too.
it's free lunch.
That's lunch today for you. Exactly.
That's right.
Well, that's sick. Well, brother, I think we're right on time. We've covered
Hey, we nailed it.
dang near everything. We rambled about random stuff, but what I like about it is this was no different from if you and I were on a phone call together. So,
Yeah,
that's sick. We got a lot more to talk about, and like I said, next time we'll have a few beers in us, so it'll be a hell of a time, and we'll have
that's a fine line, brother.
I know, and
Podcast goes to
I'll just go
shit.
ahead and check the explicit box when I post it. It's all good,
Yeah, there you go.
just in case. But yeah, dude, we don't. I guess do we have an outro? We'll figure it out. We may have an outro. It was good talking to you, brother. We'll do it again next week. Riding the
This has been
line, bro.
Riding the Line podcast with
Riding the
Cason
line.
Smith
Riding
and
the line.
Ross Monckton.
Holler.
Holler.